Hi, this is Lucia with The Art of Love. I'm a dating and relationship expert specializing in helping you get your ex back. And welcome back, No Contact Army. Have you been living according to our slogan, we don't react, we do no contact? I certainly hope so. And if you too would like to enlist in the No Contact Army, it's very simple. All you have to do is hit the subscribe button and the bell notification button and you are in. And to check out our No Contact Army manual, go to nocontactsecrets.com where you can download 2 free chapters before purchasing the book. This week, I want to talk about how to know if your breakup is real or fake. Yes, there are 2 different types of breakups, real ones and fake ones. Hopefully, yours is a fake one. Usually they're not, but you have a much better chance of getting your ex back if it is a fake breakup because, of course, they really don't want to break up with you. It is a manipulation. And there are 2 types of manipulative fake breakups. There are the good kind and the bad kind. I know it sounds strange. The good manipulation and the bad manipulation. So the good manipulation would be, and usually it's women that have to do this with guys to wake them up, where they feel like they're being taken for granted, they're not appreciated, and so they just say, okay, that's it, it's over. And they're hoping that he will miss them and realize what she brings to their life and come running back and say, no, please don't break up with me. So that would be one example of a fake breakup that is for good. The purpose is to make him wake up so he'll see what he's going to lose or what he's going to be missing out on if they're not together. The bad manipulation is if someone feels like they're losing control over you, they feel powerless and they're trying to get that power back. And so they do the fake breakup and they go, okay, it's over. And they hope that you'll be like, no, don't break up with me. Please stop, I'll do anything. And then they have the power back. So I have 3 examples here. 2 are from my clients and 1 is from an email that someone wrote in. I'm going to go through them, explain why it's a fake breakup. And so if you see your breakup in this, if it sounds similar to your breakup, then there's a good chance that your breakup is fake. Otherwise, it's real. And be sure to listen till the end of the video because I'm going to let you know how to get a free coaching session from me. Okay, so I'm going to read her email. She says, should I be in no contact with my ex if I'm the one who hung up on him during an argument and did not call him for 3 days? When I did reach out to him, he said, I'm done. I don't want to talk with you anymore. I was shocked. My reason for not calling him back right away was because he was yelling so loud and wouldn't let me speak. I got tired of trying to explain, so I hung up in order to give him time to cool off. Okay, there's a couple of things I need to dissect here. First of all, never hang up on anyone. There's a proper way to hang up, and I'm about to tell you. You never want to do anything, and I know I'm asking the impossible here, as usual, but we can certainly try. You never want to do anything that someone can point at and say, you did that, you were wrong, so I'm breaking up with you. You were in the wrong here. So you don't hang up, because everyone knows that's wrong to hang up on someone. You don't raise your voice. Someone can say, okay, you raised your voice, that was wrong, la 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 la. So you don't want to be accused of anything that everyone knows is wrong. This is why I say always speak in a calm voice no matter what, because then no one can accuse you of being abusive or yelling and screaming because you're speaking very calmly. Now, in order to hang up properly, here's the proper way to hang up on someone. If they are out of control, if they're yelling, if you just don't want to be on the phone anymore, you can say, okay, this is for the women. Guys, don't say this line. I'll tell you guys what to say in a second. Guys don't say it, but women say, being yelled at doesn't feel good to me. I'm going to hang up. Please call me when you've calmed down and we can discuss this again. For the guys, you're going to leave out that first line, or otherwise you're going to sound like a beta, and you're just going to say, I'm going to hang up. Please call me when you've calmed down and we can discuss this again. That way, you're warning them that you're going to hang up, you're telling them that you're going to hang up, and then you hang up. Now, in terms of this guy yelling on the phone, not good, because as I read on, you'll see that he's actually an older guy because he has a grandson. You don't want to be in your 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond and still be yelling. because you sound like a 5-year-old, and no one can respect that. So if you have a problem, then you need to just get off the phone and don't have a certain conversation that's going to trigger you until you've calmed down, because it's just not a good look. And people lose respect for you when they see that that is how you deal with issues, that you haven't learned how to regulate your emotions. And not everyone is willing to put up being yelled at. I don't know. This probably wasn't. People don't do things just once. So this probably wasn't the first time that he yelled at her. And you can't let that. You can't let people get away with that. So the first time someone yells at you, you got to check them. You got to call them out on it immediately and tell them that that will not be tolerated by you. And you can say something like, I don't know who you think you're talking to, or I don't know who you're used to dealing with, but I do not tolerate being yelled at. So when you're ready to have a calm conversation, you let me know. But I'm not going to discuss this or talk to you while you're yelling at me. And, everyone has different triggers around being yelled at. Especially if they were yelled at as children, then they'll be triggered as an adult. So if you start yelling at someone who has a trigger around that, we don't know what their response is. If they don't have a trigger, like I don't have a trigger around being yelled at, because luckily my parents didn't yell at me, or at least I don't remember them yelling at me, I'm pretty sure, because they were older when they had me, so they were probably too tired to yell at me or something. So if someone yells at me, I just think they're crazy or they look foolish. And I don't know, depending on my state of mind, I may start laughing. I know it's not good to laugh when someone's yelling, but so I don't have a trigger around that, but it doesn't mean I want to be yelled at. I mean, nobody wants to be yelled at. So you just need to work on that part of yourself if you are one of those people that cannot express themselves without yelling when they get triggered. And okay, so I understand that she gave him time to cool off, but obviously he was mad. So then she says, when I went to his house, he said, I need you to leave. And I did. I didn't try to talk to him. I just left. We've texted since the breakup. He sent me a picture he took with his daughter and grandson and sent me some information I was waiting on, and that's it. Is this a fake breakup? I think it is. Because otherwise, I don't think he'd be, emailing you and texting you pictures of the grandson and daughter and information you need and all that. He would just disappear. And so he was mad that you hung up on him. He was mad that you didn't call him for 3 days, and he was trying to manipulate you and get back the power by saying, that's it, it's over, so that you'd be begging. And then even when you did go over there, ready to beg, he told you to leave because, again, he is manipulating you to punish you for the fact that you hung up and didn't call him for 3 days. So now you know the proper way to hang up on someone and how to deal with yelling. Okay, the next example is a client of mine. And his issue was that he's dating someone who has a child with someone else. And she kept switching the dates they were supposed to get together quite often. And he would always agree. And that's not a good thing. But he did put up a fight about it. He argued about it. And that's not the proper way to handle that. See, a lot of times people think, oh, well, you got to communicate everything and talk everything out. No. Not all communication has to be verbal. Silence has a lot more power than words sometimes. Silence is golden. And so if someone keeps switching the schedule on you, you don't get angry. You don't have a fight over it. You don't say, well, I don't appreciate it. Well, obviously they know you don't appreciate it. Everyone knows that you really should try to stick to the plans you've made and not constantly try to change them. And so she actually ended up breaking up with him. She's the one switching the dates, and then she breaks up with him. But she contacted him within 2 weeks. So again, I think it's a fake breakup. Usually if it's a fake breakup, they will contact you, the person who broke up with you, within 2 weeks. Because again, it's fake, so why would they wait 2 months? It's usually a very short amount of time. So how he should have handled the whole scheduling thing was, if she gave him enough notice, a week, 5 days, whatever. Hey, can we switch the days? Sure, yeah, I can. If he could. And if he couldn't, obviously, no, I'm sorry, I already have something scheduled that day. However, if she was doing it the day before, then no, he should not have switched his schedule if he wasn't available, and he should have simply said, no, I'm not available, instead of continuing to change his schedule, because that makes you look weak when you're constantly willing to change your schedule. And so she had to know that every time she did try to change their plans, maybe he was going to be free and maybe he wasn't. And if he wasn't, then she was going to have to wait to see him. And so that's how you handle that, instead of fighting and complaining and arguing. Well, you're always changing the dates. No. You show through your actions, like, oh, you want to change the date again? Okay. All right. Well, sorry, but I'm not going to be available for another week. Okay. So you show through your actions that you're not going to put up with certain behavior, not through your words. Again, communication doesn't have to be verbal. And then finally, the third example I have is of a woman who was dating a guy for, less than a year, but, longer than a month, so for quite a while. And suddenly he started disappearing on the weekends. Does this sound familiar? If you listen to my video of my breakup, it's called My Breakup actually, the guy I was dating, he started to disappear Mondays and Tuesdays. And then, of course, it turned out that he was seeing someone else. So when someone starts to disappear on the same days each week, 99 times out of 100, there's something going on. There's someone else, unless they're planning a big surprise party for you, which they usually aren't. There's another party. There's a third party. So he would say that he was going to call, and then he wouldn't call till like Sunday night. So I spoke with her on a Friday night, and it was like around 10 o'clock her time, and he was supposed to call that night, and he didn't. So I said to her, okay, so what you're going to do is when he finally appears again, you'll mention, oh, I thought you were going to call me on Friday. And then he'll give his lame excuse, and then she was supposed to say, I'd like to take a break. Okay? Very simple. Did she do that? Of course not. Why? Why would she listen to me? Who am I? What do I know about dating? I know nothing. So she did, of course, what most people do, what I just talked about with the communication, got into an argument with him. He called and he gave a stupid excuse, and then she got into an argument with him, and then she ended up blocking him, but then she changed her mind, so she unblocked him, but then he saw that she had blocked him, so then he blocked her. Like all this drama could have been avoided. All she had to do when he gave his excuse was just say, I'd like to take a break. That's easy. I look at the simple way to do things. You don't have to go through all this drama to get what you want. So anyways, finally, he unblocked her, and finally they talked, and finally she was able to say, I'd like to take a break. And his response was, well, then let's make it permanent. Perfect. The reason I said to her that she had to tell him that she wanted to take a break was because I needed to know where his interest level was at. I needed to know how interested he was in her so we can determine what the next step is. And so sometimes you have to, again, you're not doing a fake breakup, you're just asking for a break. Because when you ask for a break, their reaction is going to be either like this one, where they're going to say, forget it, make it permanent. Or they're going to be, okay. And then they may say, okay, but then start texting you a few days later and just act like nothing happened. Or, hey, is the break over? Or, hey, are you okay? Or they may say, well, I don't want to take a break. Can we try and talk this out? So obviously, if they say, I don't want to take a break, can we talk this out? That shows a higher interest level, rather than someone that just says, okay, or someone that says, well, forget it, make it permanent. Now, this is a fake breakup on his part, because then he contacted her within 2 weeks. So this is bad manipulation, because he was losing the power, and so he was trying to get the power back because he saw her asking to take a break. Because when you ask for a break, I mean, that's a power grab, because it's one step away from breaking up. And people get scared. You're like, break? What do you mean break? And so he's like, oh yeah, you want to take a break? Well, I'll go one step further and I'm going to break up. But it was a fake breakup. Okay? So that's how you handle that situation. Like, again, she tried to talk to him and, how come you're disappearing every week and la la. No. You just show through your actions, not words, that you're not happy with how they're behaving. So hopefully I've made it clear now what a fake breakup is. Basically, it's usually out of the blue and they always contact you within 2 weeks. That's how to know whether it's a fake breakup or a real breakup. So if you've ever done a fake breakup on someone, or if it's been done on you, comment below and tell us all about it. And in the meantime, if you would like to get coaching with me, you can contact me at theartoflove.net. The direct link is below and we'll send you the rates. And let me tell you about getting a free coaching session with me, because I know a lot of people are having financial issues at the moment. So it's very easy. All you have to do is like this video, be a subscriber, and comment with I'd like a coaching session, or about tell us a little bit about your issue, your story, and then also make sure that you say I'd like a coaching session, and I will choose one winner 24 hours after I've posted the video. So if you comment 24 hours later, I will not be able to consider you in order to choose you for the free coaching. And if this video has been helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. If you're listening to a podcast, please rate and review. And finally, remember that love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens.